Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. So tonight we're making two fun flower wreaths with this material. Yep, we're going to have a ornament that I got from the Wreath Shop. I'm going to use one of these for each of the wreaths that also came from the Wreath Shop, and all this mesh. Now, you should be able to get this, but I don't know if it's late in the season, if they'll have everything, but I love the mesh and I want to show you what's possible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut all of this at 10 inches each. Every piece that you can get out of the green, out of the stripe, and out of this burgundy, I want you to cut at 10 inches each. If you're wondering what I'm cutting this with, it is a wood burner, and I'll list it here on the screen for you, but I'll also have links down below in the description box. Now, if you're wondering about that glass cutting board, I got that at Hobby Lobby for like $8, so make sure to go check that out. So we're going to take one of the wreath forms. These are 10 inches each from the Wreath Shop. They have a little bit more kind of volume in the way that they're shaped. So what I want you to do is I want you to take some plastic canvas, and then we're going to attach it to the middle of these frames. Now, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know the drill, right? Well, not everybody knows the drill. So you're going to zip tie this to the end, to the middle of your wreath frame. Now, once you get this done, we're going to clip off all the zip ties. And I have something new for you guys. I'm going to put these two wreaths up on my website to sell. So if you want one of these wreaths that I made in this video, I won't be taking any more orders, but because they're both made and I'm like, these are really pretty, I thought I will offer them to sell on my website. So check that out if you're interested. Now let's get to making this. And what I wanted to do here is I'm going to take the green first. We're going to take and we're going to kind of do bundles of our leaves. Now we're going to start with the curve side up. We're going to start with the finished side at the top and the bottom, and we're going to do my single petal fold. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to hold the other one with a chip clip while we do this, and you're going to do exactly what I'm showing you here. And when you do it with both of the finished side at the top and the bottom of your seam, then the finished side is what shows on your wreath, and it just makes for a much better fit and less fraying. So we're going to take it and we're going to work on the brackets of this wreath. So I'm going to attach one leaf on both sides, but we're going to secure it with one of these zip ties, okay? So this just kind of takes out a little bit of the work, and these wreath frames have so much more height than the normal wreath frame that you might find at the local store. So you're going to have plenty of room. So you're going to go to each of these different brackets and do the same thing, as you can see here. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to get out the burgundy. So if you missed it with the green, I'm going to show it with the burgundy here, how to do it a little bit closer up. Make sure that left petal folds over to that right petal. Then you're going to attach it to the second wire on the form, okay? So this will raise it a little bit above our green leaves. So we're going to use one zip tie for each of these, only because we don't want the leaves to be too bunched together. And then the next one we're going to do is we are actually going to get out this beautiful stripe mesh that I got from the Wreath Shop. Now I'm going to leave all the links for this down in the description box below. So if you need to get this mesh, I wanted to do two of these wreaths in one video, two different styles, to show you that 3 rolls of mesh can give you 2 wreaths, and that orange ornament in the middle of it that we're going to cut in half will work for 2 wreaths. So this is a really economical way to make some flower wreaths. Maybe make one for your door and one for your best friend. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the same petal fold. This is a single petal folded wreath, okay? So you're going to do another burgundy, and we're going to keep going around the wreath in the same manner, all right? So once you get those in, and you can even attach the little zip ties there, and then it makes it a little bit easier when you have to put your little end of your petal, so that you can add it really easily with the zip tie. So now do the same process on each of the brackets. right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the center ready for these wreaths, and I'm gonna show you why we're going to do this because we're gonna use it to measure exactly where we need these petals to be so that it covers it. Now, you can order from the Wreath Shop these ornaments. They're made out of styrofoam, which makes it perfect for a wreath center, and they have other colors. So if maybe you wanted to do more of a Christmas wreath, that would be great as well. So what I did is I took the center and I just kind of traced where I need that to be. So with that being right there, we need to make sure that the flower leaves or petals that we put on need to be inside of that circle. So it's more of a guide on where you need it to be because I don't know about you. I don't know how many times I've made one of these flower wreaths and I've had to redo the center because the actual center I'm going to use for the flower didn't cover the edge of the petal. So this is why we're going to do this. All right. So at this point, we're going to do the same petal fold that you did for the outer rim. You're going to do for the inner rim of this wreath. And we're also going to be stagnating them. Is that even a word, Julie? Oh my goodness. That was a menopausal moment. Stagnating. Staggering. Yeah, if you've been following me for any amount of time, and I keep saying the same thing, Julie's going through perimenopause, and so words can be hard. Let's be honest. So we're going to add some of these petals here, and then what I did was I started with um, the striped petals first, and if you look at really closely, we still have a little bit of a gap between each petal, all right? Because at this point, I knew exactly how many petals I had, and I didn't really want to go over the amount needed because again, I want to make a second wreath, right? So that's what I loved about this project is that we can make two wreaths with 3 rolls of mesh, which is so great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop in the burgundy leaves or petals right in between. And I know they're not leaves. Again, perimenopause. If you're going through that, let me know down below and tell me what I need to do because your girl's head holding on by a strand some days, okay? But we're going to put these in, and then at the end here, we're just going to add our center. I'm going to show you how we're going to um, make the center so that we can make it inside of this wreath. But as you can see, you're just going to kind of like make sure your petals are just nicely layered here. And when you get them all in there, like I did here, you're just going to like hold the center, and then I just kind of go over and I just kind of arrange it a little bit. You see that? Those are floral pens. You're going to need those floral pens and you're going to need some wire. I am putting it on the back of this wreath frame. I'm going to then take a piece of like felt that I have left over, and then I put glue on that, and then I will take some of these pins that are kind of like the T form or the T top pen. They're like for quilting. I just have used these for years. It's great. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Amazon, wherever. So one of the things I always forget to do, I always forget to make my backing, but it was great because I had a option to do that for both of them. So I tried to use my little cutter there. It just wasn't that great to cut through 2 pieces of mesh. So I just got my scissors out. If you haven't seen these little cutters, they're amazing. Cutting something like this was a little bit challenging, but again, they are on Amazon and I do recommend them. They cut through mesh really well as well. So I got my scissors out and we just trim that up, and then we're going to put this on the back of our wreath when we're finished with it. So as you can see, we're just taking our middle there. We're going to put it through the center. That's where this flower, the grid in the middle that we made is so important. Okay, so that we can place petals wherever we want, and then we can make our center wherever we want. And that's one of the reasons I prefer this method. Then the last thing we're going to do for this wreath is we're going to put this felt backing. Now, a lot of people have asked me in times past, like, Julie, where do you hang it from? Do you need to have a loop or something? And actually you do not, because this felt is going to be put on with these little zip ties. I'm going to cut the zip ties, and then I'm going to flip that zip tie, the head of it, underneath. All right. Now, here's the key. It doesn't seal it like if I was to use a glue gun, because I'm not going to use a glue gun to put this felt on. And then that way you can hang your wreath from whatever point you love, especially for a flower wreath, okay? And then there's no glue on the back, which makes it a lot easier. So once you get that done, you're going to just kind of flip over the wreath. We're gonna kind of fluff her out. You can see how I'm flipping over the heads of those little pins or those zip ties. I also see how it kind of flattens a little bit. Yeah, you gotta fluff her up. So when you make a flower wreath, make sure you fluff her up, okay? I know, fluff her up. She's a girl. I'm gonna call her a girl. All right, let's work on the second one. First step, you're gonna do the same thing you did for the first wreath. We're gonna do the same leaves and the method that we did for the first one. And we're also going to put the middle into this wreath frame. I just happen to have a white one and a black one, so I just wanted to use both of them. You're not going to see the wreath frame, so it doesn't really matter which one you get. Just make sure you have a 10-inch wreath frame. And you might really like these because they, like I said, they have a lot more height on them. And so to get your flower or your leaves or your petals or whatever inside, it's just so much easier. So again, plastic canvas on the middle side of it. The Wreath Shop used to sell it. I don't know if they still do, so make sure to check them, because if you make an order, might as well get that, right? If not, you can go to your local craft store, and wherever they sell yarn, they should have this, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take our same 10-inch mesh. This is going to be the same mesh. We're going to fold it over into a triangle, and at the middle there, I'm going to just gather it, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the wreath frame. Now, we're going to just put it on the second bar or wire or whatever you want to call it, and we're just going to leave it. We're not going to attach anything yet, but we will need to, okay? I'm going to use my wire cutters. They are the best wire cutters. I've been using them for years. Again, I'll have them down in the description box. If you don't have them, you can get them from Amazon for under 15 bucks. I highly recommend them. Now, this is more of a rounded petal, okay? And so this is going to give us a little bit of a different look. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to come back through and we're going to use the burgundy as well. So we're going to cut all those up. We're going to add at least, I believe I did at least 2 of these on the second wire. Let's just see. It's been a few weeks since I've done this wreath, guys. I went on vacation and I came home and now I'm doing the voiceover for it. So let's see what Julie did. And I'm pretty sure I just did too, okay? But I hope you love crafting here on YouTube as much as I do. I really feel like this is a form of therapy. This is so good for your mental health, and it just gives you a form of relaxation. And I just want to encourage you to explore whatever it is with crafting that you want to explore, okay? So what we're going to do here, there's a couple ways. I just try to do that with my little rotary cutter thing, and it worked. It did. But you know what? The scissors work just as easy. So I was just kind of playing with my new tool. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross over, all right? Do you see how I crossed over on that? So I'm going to slow this down a little bit. So at the edge of this, I'm basically holding 2 edges of petals together, okay? One is overlapping and one is underneath. And then you're going to take a zip tie and you're going to attach it on that third wire, okay? So you have the outer wire, the second wire, and then there's a third wire. And you can see me crossing that one as well. And you're going to do this all the way around the wreath. Now, is there any right or wrong way to do this? No. We just want that rounded petal look. That's all we need to do here, okay? So you're going to go around the whole wreath and make sure you do this. And it will just take you a few minutes and it'll be beautiful, I promise. Okay, so once you get that all done, you're just going to want to like trim all the excess mesh. Do you have to do this step? No, but I wanted to do it because it just kind of cleans up the wreath just a little bit and makes for a clean surface for me to make the next petals. Now, we're going to do the same thing, same petal. I kind of call this like my octopus petal. I don't know why. Or maybe it wasn't an octopus. It was like a starfish or something. And this one we're going to kind of like fluff up, all right? Because Again, this is not deco mesh, but it has some of the tendencies of deco mesh. I think it might be called a striped deco mesh, and it's just a little bit more substantive. Again, we're having perimenopausal moment. If you're laughing on the other side, or if you know, let me know down below. But you know what I mean. It's got more bulk to it, right? So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna go all the way around with our little like poofy little lollipops. I don't know, what do you ever you want to call them, but we are going to do this, and it'll just be more of a poof. You're going to do it the same way as we did the bigger petals, but the bigger ones, we just attached it to the frame in a different way. But this one, we're just going to cut off the ends, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this until this goes all the way around the wreath. So as you learn how to do this, you're watching me do it this fast. Of course, I wish I could do it this fast, but unfortunately I can't. If you don't have these cutters, you need these cutters. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to use the other half of that ornament that we made a center for these wreaths. We're going to use it as a grid again. And the reason, again, we're doing this is we just want to make sure that the center of this wreath, this beautiful orange, like tinseled ornament, will cover the edges or the ends of our petal, okay? So that's where we're going to add the burgundy petals. I think we did burgundy. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. It's like sitting across the room from me. Again, if anybody who's watching this particular tutorial tonight, I will leave you guys the links. If you want to buy these wreaths, they'll be on my website. Will I be taking orders? No, I will not. Okay. I'm so sorry. But I will sell the two I made. All right. So as I'm doing the inside of this wreath, I decided I would use little, plastic hair ties, and it just helps hold it together. So when you're working in the center and everything gets really tight, it just makes it a little easier. Okay. So you're just going to want to make sure that all of these little petals, these like little lollipops, are going to look the same. All right. And then you're going to just cut off the excess, and again, it just leaves room for the center of everything, for the center of the wreath with the orange tinseled ornament, and it just makes a better look. Now, if you've watched this whole wreath, I always ask you guys to leave something down in the comments. Number one, I want you to leave me an orange heart since we're doing an orange center, okay? The next thing I want you to tell me is, have you been to Dollar Tree? Have you been to Dollar Tree? Do they have the pumpkin wreath forms that we've been working with for years? Because I have an idea and I want to know if you guys can get them. Now, I asked this question on Facebook the other day, and a lot of you said yes. A lot of you said they're already out, and a lot of you said they're not even at my store yet. So let me know. If you can't get them at Dollar Tree, you can go to Hobby Lobby. I prefer the Hobby Lobby one. I'm going to tell you. I prefer the Hobby Lobby frame. The reason why is it's a much sturdier frame, and it's just works so much nicer, and it's a little bit more expensive than the Dollar Tree, but I honestly have never had a Hobby Lobby pumpkin wreath frame break on me, and I've had many of the Dollar Tree ones break on me. So if you've got some in your stash, we're going to make them, but let's do it together on YouTube here. So make sure you're following me here because we've got a lot planned for this upcoming fall and Christmas season. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put that wreath center in the middle of our wreath. Isn't she adorable? I love how this turned out. Now, you know the drill. We're going to do the same thing we did for the other one. We're going to add a backing to the other one like we did this one. But again, this one needed a little bit more attention. And that's where I decided we needed at least one more leaf in between all of the little sections. Okay, so as you can see here, I just flipped it over, added one extra leaf because we had plenty of the green mesh. And again, you can get all 3 rolls of this mesh or any color of mesh at the Wreath Shop. So make sure you go check it out. They are a great company. I've worked with Sarah for many years, and she really stands by her products, and I really appreciate that about Sarah. And she has a little like crafting of the month kits. She has so much to offer, so make sure you check out that site that she has as well. But I just felt like this one needed a little bit more green, and I'm really glad that I did. I felt like it overall it kind of came together just a little bit more and gave us a little bit of a different look than the first one. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video. I hope you come back next week. If you're not in my membership here on YouTube gives you access to all my videos before they debut on Sunday night. So get in the first members watch, and I will see you guys next week here on YouTube. I hope you love both of these tutorials. Let me know which one was your favorite. Again, if you want to buy one of these wreaths that I made here on this video, it will be for sale on my website. But we will see you next week, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week of crafting, and I want to see all the things that you've made and share it in the community here on YouTube.